Welcome back, everybody, to round one of Earthbound Super Series PK Scramble 2026. Teleport anywhere and randomize and inserting randomly generated enemies. Now if only we could insert a better meme because Charles on the left has chosen brain rot. I'm sorry, I don't know what that means at all, so. Anyway, I'm Leslie Pro. Thank you all for your patience. And here we go. First off, Buzz gives us Dalam. Well, that's a kid check right away. We got a prediction up, so bet your channel points. Are you going for Uko or are you going for Chargles? Nice teleport movement there to avoid the runaway dog. Now, we teleport anywhere. It's a bit more of a nuanced flag where the opening route, as you see on Uko's side, is just a little different. Because you're able to teleport out from the Manny statue room. That's what a lot of folks tend to do. Oops, Saturn Valley with Jar of Fly Honey. That's Belch Base, which does give us, well, it gives us a lot once we clear it. But it also gives us sanctuary access. Unfortunately, it is a bit slower to walk out of the basement compared to teleporting out. Uko setting up for the teleport. Oop, trips, activates life up inadvertently. Menu mashing is a thing that could happen to anybody who plays any amount of Earthbound. And this is a buff burb seed. It's like the game knew that that Chargles was gonna go for a meme. And a meme that makes no sense to some folks, such as myself. Nice, a repel sandwich. Always a good find. Which, speaking of, we had a seed in qualifiers that, repels were kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Lacking. Which is never fun, but we got through it. Uko, unfortunately, having a bit of bad luck with NPC movement there. And Uko's bailing out, wants to go straight to Saturn Valley. Now, at this point, a seed of slime generator is good for selling more than anything else. Travel charm, that's a bit of a downgrade. Brainstone, again, that's another thing you can sell for some quick cash. Frankie sign, nothing changed there. Meteorite piece at City Hall. Knowing we have Saturn Valley access, that's another teleport right away. So let's see how that plays out. So it looks like Mini Barf chased Frank out of the arcade and took over the Frankie Stein Mark II project. Cave of the Past Star, man. Gives a teleport to Winters. Now, that doesn't give a lot of options. Just the one check early, and if it is pack of bubblegum, then heading south becomes an option. Hieroglyph copy. I don't have a read on that yet, as I'm sure Chargles doesn't either. But the problem with it being just Ness right now is that those key items are going to burn a hole in that inventory. So, Charles is going to make the first move off to fight a zombie and get an instant win, not quite. Because the move's going to be to Grapefruit Falls for Belch Base. Gets the green swirl instant win. That's always nice to see. Oh, belching Foppy. I'm not sure how I feel about that, admittedly. Looks like Charles ran into... Teleport bonks on a magic butterfly that had not loaded in. Yeah, that's a new one for me. T-ball bat, better than a yo-yo. And it's heavily armed Pokey. I'm getting a feeling of deja vu. And Pokey's been punched out. Buff Burb, really coming in clutch. Saturn Coffee. Summers. Okay, hieroglyphs starting to come into focus here. Because that hieroglyph copy opens up the pyramid, but that is a long way to go just for that. Chargo's not interested in doing this sanctuary. Can't say I fault him. Now here comes Zuko to take on Pokey. Yeah, perhaps Chargles doesn't want to risk losing Buff Burb too soon. Because that could be a problem, especially if Milky Well winds up being higher in the logic than expected. Because that happened in qualifier where there was one qualifier where Milky Well was 7th in the logic, and it sure as heck didn't seem like it. Those who played the qualifiers know exactly what I'm talking about, because suddenly We got a buff burb, not a buff burb, but a Trillion Age Sprout rolling at number 7, and we're getting hit with Flash Gamma. After a Paralysis Omega. It was disgusting. Anyway. The Magic Cake check gets us to Scaraba. Well, we don't have to take the boat, so that actually speeds things up a bit. Saves us up $20 in a boss fight. I did see a bazooka in the shop, which is not terrible if we had Jeff, because that is pretty good damage early in a seed. Yeah, the skate punk's gone insane because it's skateboarding at a pyramid. Yeah, both seeds having pyramid. Not something you would expect, but hey, it's a randomizer. Sometimes it happens. Well, even without railings, Tomar, you could get some pretty sick wall rides. I mean, I'm thinking Tony Hawk Pro Skater here, but that's just where my brain is. Magnum Airgun isn't gonna do Charles any good. We don't have Jeff. Car Painter is the boss here. Now and it's an easy fight. I was about to say Car Painter's scripted as always, as it is in vanilla, but nah, no problem whatsoever. Buff Burb just literally giving Car Painter one clothesline, and that's it. Now here comes Zuko into the pyramid. And the item here, the Franklin badge. Well, I guess that's one way for Car Painter to not have lightning reflected back at him. Now, Charles is doing a good job avoiding all of these scripted encounters. This will be a teleport as well, or Starstorm. Oh, it's 3'd. Fantastic, because now that's a kid check, and we've already got kid access to Tucson and Forside. We don't have a means of getting to Happy Happy, but more importantly, there's multi-bottle rockets in this shop! And a big league bat! Oh my goodness, that is a shop I would want to come back to. It's just getting to Southern Scaraba, you gotta go through the pyramid, which is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Anyway, on to that kid check in 3. And we get Pooh. With Pooh, Moo training opens up in Dalam, and Pooh has an item, and that item is completely worthless. So while the UFO engine is guaranteed to be in a seed, you can still get a teleport to Summers anyway. Uko, unfortunately not able to get out of the room, does have to fight this arachnid, but it's a fight that is no problem at all. Okay, we have an apple kid asking for food when there's a box of takeout in his room. Heading to Forsyth? Ooh, that's a tough one. Personally, I walk it, but I can see where taking the bus wouldn't be a bad thing. Tiny Ruby does open up a check-in back in Summers, and it's Mondo Mole. This could be interesting. With paralysis, this fight is free, but Chargles doesn't have it. So, yeah, good luck. You'll need it. Oh, that's a big hit. But Buff Burp takes down Monomole. Now, we do have some divergence here as Uko is going into Dungeon Man. Now, unfortunately, Uko's not going to be able to carry any of the items here outside of cash due to having a full inventory. I mean, 2,300, it's nothing to sneeze at. In fact, that's pretty good. Okay, that is a new one for a teleport anywhere to teleport past the payment trigger. Yeah, I gotta agree. How do you not pay for the museum? Yeah, I gotta agree with Gurk. Support the arts. And that's a master criminal worm charging at Uko. Look out. That enemy does not mess around. It will attack with fire every turn. Yeah, I can tell between the brain rot meme and the heal move teleport. Yeah, Charles is definitely playing the role of the heal. No doubt about it. Besides, I could say what that meme looks like to me, but I do not want to wind up in the principal's office, so I'm gonna behave. Oh, this is a mean Pokey. Oh wow, Pokey's so mean. Causing nausea with just burping. Ugh. And no healing beta, so gonna have to get upstairs quick to heal it off. Yeah, sometimes the sound effects at play when they're not expected to be part of a track just sound distorted and out of place. Now, I did not see what was in the mines, so I can't answer that one. Chargles is just walking on to Forsyth. This is where walking through the desert and Forsyth's actually a good thing because you're able to at least check to see what's in the mines. You can't do that on the bus. And the signed banana from Venus. Quite vanilla, but it's to be expected. Randomizers sometimes have that. And Fred right on cue with the vanilla emote. Hopefully you're doing well tonight. And Jargles really isn't supporting the arts. Wow. In fact, hopefully everybody's doing well. And Uko now getting poo. Let's see how it plays out, because he's got a bit of ground to make up. Maybe banking on the multi-bottle rocket at a certain point, but that depends on finding Jeff, so that's a bit of a gamble there. Oop, and Uko goes crashing into a wall. The wall won. It's Master Belch as the boss of Magnet Hill this time. Buffbur proving to be the MVP of this seed. Far and away. Now, the reason Magnet Hills Sanctuary you want to do when it's available is because there's an item check at the end of it as well, on top of it being a Sank, so it's a 2-for-1. Water Bill's kind of pointless in this seed, admittedly. Charles about to join Uko for Moo training. Let's see what could the reward be for this point. Starstorm? We're a force-side teleport that is not going to do anything, so... Unfortunately, this does happen with a randomizer where you just take a check and it just does not pan out. I see that emote there, and that's a good one. Interesting teleport there by Uko. I think I would have continued on to, well, continue on to Apple Kid's place. We're getting a moonside check. I think this is the play to make here. That would do it right there. Not enough funds, gotta do what you gotta do. just gonna shake my head at that. Meme just does not make any sense. So, that was a nice little maneuver to avoid a text trigger. Saves a few seconds. Love to see it. And it's Captain Strong, who was not strong enough. There's Pencil Eraser. That's our ticket to Happy Happy. Uko's on the same trail that Chargles was on earlier. Not gonna get anything from the item at Magnet Hill, but it's still good to get the Sanctuary out of the way. And suddenly we've got a distraction as McGurk dropping the 20 bomb. A 20 pack of subs on Earthbound Super Series. Thanks for the massive outpouring of support. Holy smokes. I've called plenty of races over the years across a number of different communities. That's the first time I've seen somebody drop a 20 pack during a race. That was epic. With all that going on, even though an abstract art enemy did manage to do a cliff walk, it didn't matter because Charles got out of the way. Now Uko's about to take on Master Belch, but in a better spot in terms of levels, but still having Buff Burb makes this way easier. And sometimes the randomizer does things such as gives the imprisoned character the key to break themselves out of prison. Randomizer logic, sometimes I wonder. So unfortunately for Uko, the way this is looking, it appears that Jeff is either at the back of Deep Darkness or at the top of the Monotoli building. which, by having a multi-bottle rocket, which only Jeff can use, not great. And a bazooka, too, so not ideal, but I've seen worse. Anyway, we've got a clumsy robot that can suddenly shoot lightning. Watch out, it's clumsy. That lightning is going to go everywhere! Even more erratic than Electra in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. If you know, you know. And we do not need that zombie paper at all. And the memes for this seed are basically, you took a good meme and neutered it. If you know, you know. Well, that yogurt dispenser's gonna send Charles right to the Monotoli building. But not without checking to see what's for sale. Level 5 hype train, 73% off of a 20 pack from McGurk. Thanks again, dude. That was epic. As we get our first look into Giant Step, we see zombie dog-like enemies. Now we've got rowdy mice. And these are beefy rowdy mice, too. This is deeper in the lot. I didn't see what it was that came out of that chest, but it was definitely a piece of equipment. Because treasure boxes match the contents. That's second in a flame? And there goes Starman Deluxe. Uko heading to desert. What is this item? Police badges! We actually don't need that, so the mines are not required. Well, Everdread is watching the self-checkout stand. More boss sprites and more sprites that are seemingly out of place, but when you have insert generated enemies on, you can get some pretty crazy stuff. Like, I had one scene in practice where a generated bat in Cave of the Past was spawning tornadoes. That is scary to go into. Oh, an okay pendant. That is a good find for Uko. That once they rescue Paula, that'll be a good thing to have. Ooh, and we have number 3 in the logic. It's Titanic Ant flanked by bears. You definitely know, Mighty, that Titanic Ant rolled up in the logic because it's got Magnet Omega. Yeah, that tracks. Younger Shroom, yeah, more that's just another way of saying Shroom Jr., but that tracks. And it looks like Chargles is pushing for that 4th sanctuary right here, right now. While Uko is trying to rather make the move to the shack. That's Paula out of jail. A Sandlot bat. Oh, this was first sank. I had a feeling this was potentially the case, but with some of the stuff we've had in qualifying, I can't fault anybody for not wanting to come this way. And with this sanctuary here, that is 4 sanks. Chargles is eligible to go to Gygus. And is gonna go for it. Horns of Life being purchased, that's very smart. And Uko's doing some larceny. And down goes Everdread, so that shop's closed. Flashing warning on Charles' end. I don't think we've seen either of the statues. We have not seen Kraken. It's certainly possible, as Chargos uses a teleport to slip past an encounter. Good strategy to use in Cave of the Past if you're short on repels. For whatever reason, either you used them elsewhere, or the seed was stingy and said, nah, you don't need them. That double beam isn't going to do Charles any good, unfortunately, because I believe Jeff... If I had to guess, Jeff's at the top of the Monotoli building, or it's the teddy bear, and the item that Monotoli has is the Hawkeye, which would then give Deep Darkness access, which would then be Jeff, and that's just stinky. And yes, dental hygiene is important, chat, because, I had to have 2 teeth removed the first week of the year. 2 back teeth. Well, 1 back, 1 wisdom. It was not a fun experience, let me tell you. That is Guardian General. Or if you see a casket dropping down like that, it could easily be Dracula. Oh wait, that's another game. This is where Flying Man could be a little problematic, because Flying Man could punch the Devil's Machine, and then you could potentially be taking damage as well. I gotta admit, that one does kind of write itself. Teddy bear taken out, Paula goes down, but at least with the items you have, won't be a problem. Oh no, that's gonna take Ness out too! Oh, Chargos is not in a good spot here. That's gonna be a wipe. Honestly, at this point, it might be worth taking the fights just for Buff Burb to not be in the party. Because all the Buff Burb was doing that entire Gygas fight was attacking the Devil's Machine. The brain part of the equation was screaming in pain over that, however, Ori. Uka's running up Monotoli building. Oh, I don't... even with it being a toned-down Starstorm, I really detest fighting Ghosts of Starman. Even though it has a 1 in 128 drop, that would be really good for Paula if it ever drops vanilla. That usage of any sort of Starstorm variant is just, ugh. Good escape there by Chargles. You can also use teleport to get away from these robots, which is nice. Oh. Maybe squatter demons. And Uko does make the escape. Very well done. And there's Manny Manny at the top of the Monotoli building. And it is Jeff hanging out with Monotoli this time, so that multi-bottle rocket can now come into play. But is it too late in the seed for that to even make a difference? Oh, it's Hawkeye! So, wow, I was actually half right about that. Oh, wow, that is some really sick stuff. Honestly, I think the Crusher Beam would actually be better, but I could be wrong. Phase 2 for Chargles, so... And done. So now it's the prayer phase. Uko's making the play through the swamps of deep darkness. A play that Chargles did not make because Chargles did not go up Monotoli building. Ooh, shiny. That is Carbon Dog, and that is likely deep in the logic. And Flying Man goes down on Uko's side. That'll do it. Get your GGs in chat for Chargles, who will move on to round 2. And that was a good chunk of experience for taking down Diamond Dog on Uko's end. We will get the official time momentarily. And Deep Darkness had a defense shower. And Charles is finished with an official time of 50 minutes 51 seconds. Looks like Uko's gonna play this out. And we are... Excuse me. And we are now joined by Chargles in the booth. GG's. That was
Hi there.
Swan.
Thanks. Yeah, that was it was a good start. It was linear. I mean, obviously, I'm sure Flying Bird carried Uko the whole time as well. Gygus was not, that first round did not go well. And that was great because obviously I lost my sandwiches. Flying Man survived, which was sort of nice, I guess. But I couldn't believe second time through, I think just 3 freeze betas did general, and I swear I had to have done pretty close to that first time through. It just must have been low rolls.
Yeah, that's certainly what it seemed like to me, where the rolls were low, and each hit was that Buff Burb swung in the first fight, hit the Devil's Machine each time, so that
it would have helped
really
if I
didn't do you any favors.
I didn't lay the shield down. I thought I'd sort of be able to just blast my way through phase 1 and pick up the pieces with Horns of Life afterwards. But otherwise, it was...
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I was sort of fortunate with the Mondo Mole fight being doable. I thought I had paralysis that then Flying Man would carry, but I did not. But that gave me obviously a ton of experience to get through. Having the big league bat post pyramid helped. I see Uko ended up going through Deep Darkness, it looked like.
Yep, and he also went to the top of Monotoli building. That's where Jeff was. And he was gambling on Jeff being available a lot sooner because he did buy a multi-bottle rocket early on.
Okay.
It's just that Jeff was late in the logic.
Yep. With I thought that Giant Step was going to be 5th. For some reason, I think I forget where I got Key to the Shack. Maybe it was through Tucson. But when I hit Sewers and that being 4th, I thought, oh, I must have missed a ton of things early on in Logic because I didn't know where 2 or 3 would have been. I figured the meditation spot was going to send me to Happy Village for Paula and other things. But otherwise, no, it ended up being smooth enough. The second time through was fortunate that I was able to teleport past most things and then just auto fight through thanks to Flying Man.
Yeah, the teleports, the enemy evading teleports were definitely on point for Cave of the Past. No doubt about that.
Does he get a 5th Sank? Or they get a 5th Sank somewhere in there?
Nah, it doesn't look like it. I see a charge at what wound up being first Sank. I was wondering if you held off on going to Milky Well because of what happened with that one qualifier where it was Trillion Age Sprout as number 7, which was disgusting, by the way.
I just held off early on because I hate that one bridge cave to get there, where all the mushrooms that could be in there. So I usually avoid that till as far as possible so they run away from me.
That also makes sense because, I mean, we call the cave to Peaceful Rest Valley Fart Cave. That's also a fart cave in its own way.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing I ever gotta ask is the meme you 2 used. Unfortunately, that one just sort of flies over my head.
Which one? The 6-7 ass?
Yeah, I mean, you could drop the A double crooked letter from that and the whole thing flies over my head.
The routine is I'm usually ASS, which Ness Rocker, rest in peace, said that meant for A Super Scramble. It was an acronym. And so I always have ass in my name.
Perfect sense.
I just went with 6-7 because that was the meme of the round, LOL.
Well, the whole thing sounded like a meme when you put it that way, and oh, look out, Uko's fighting Starman Jr. I didn't see where this was in the...
How did he get there? Was he not going for Gygus?
I don't know, maybe looking for something... I don't know. I don't get it.
He knows something that we don't. Oh, that was a tent. Okay. I was assuming that the care key was going to pop up somewhere in there, having the early Dalan access, that was going to be the fifth one. Oh, there we go. He's got 5 now. Is he just going to full meme it at this point? He's going 5.
Or is he going full meme like you've been known to and go
Oh, might as well go
6?
6. I should check my spoilers again. See what he's got in store for him.
Thank you, chat.
I did correct Uko to them afterwards. I did realize I misspoke early on.
Happens to all of us, really. As I know me, I've had a long week because we had inventory at work. That had to be played at least once for a Tessie ride.
Absolutely. Uko, look out! Uko's got the bats coming. You just gotta throw some freezes their way. Alright, he found 5. We lose Leslie's volume? Is Leslie there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. I have not gone anywhere just yet, as Uko is off to Magic Camp. Surprised I didn't see an MBR fly at Shroom, but then again, that may just be my own disdain for that boss.
That's probably saving it for who's ever here.
I don't remember seeing who it was, however.
So go check the shop. They're gonna go check the shop. Nope. Just call Dad.
That one's for you, Tomar. There's not much you can do about a UFO being directly in the path.
Was there did we come across Repel Sandwich number 3 at all, or?
Not to my knowledge, but Uko just found a Hall of Fame bat in the Magic Camp bat chest.
Yeah.
Ooh,
There we
holy
go.
fry pan. Ooh, now we're talking.
We gotta be scaled deep.
Not just scale deep, but rolling deep. And it's Electrospectre down here at the Sea of Eden. Now that's who you guys would have fought if that had not been a Summers teleport. Or rather a Scarab teleport. Oh, it's Frank.
Because at this point, he's gonna that Sea of Eden one's gonna be real simple. He's just assuming that that'll do it. Wrong.
Frank said, "Not so fast, my friend." At this point, I'd start using the freezes.
He's got a spine you can paralyze him too.
That's right. Quick level up and get your GGs in chat for Uko, who brings it home.
He did it.
Yeah.
Finishing time of 1 hour, 3
They
minutes,
did
43
it.
seconds.
I did it again. I keep doing that thing.
You can always come into the voice channel for an interview if you'd like, Uko. We're now joined by Uko. GG, the two of you are really close for a large part of the seed, which made for a very fun ride.
Yeah, I'm mad. I don't know why I did Deep Darkness. I thought it was going to help me. Whoops.
If you ended up having the things, that would have been Sanks 5 and 6 for you. Could have made a logical 6th run, but the yeah, it was early on was easy. How much did Flying Man carry you?
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I'm getting double audio. Please stop. Okay, anyways. Yeah, no, I felt like I was doing really, really well. It's been really fun getting into the Scramble stuff. Thanks again to Pebble Possum, as I said in my names at the beginning, for sort of giving me the push to get this thing started. Yeah, I feel like I've been figuring a lot of stuff out. It was just really weird. I think there was something about this flag set. I don't know. The warm-up seed that I did earlier was also really strange. And it also actually had Frank as the Magic Ant boss, so I thought that was really funny that he got me a second time. And I also was really surprised that MBR wasn't enough.
I saw that you went full defend at that point, and you were like,
Yeah,
that's a safe one to have it not kill. You'd be all right afterwards.
Yeah, I thought it was. I had fun doing traditional vanilla EB strats against Carbon Dog and Diamond Dog, though. That was pretty cool. I just was like, man, when I got into Tenda Village, I was like, okay, there's a check here, right? And no, there's not. So I was like, oh, crap. I don't have the shyness bug.
Yeah, and besides, you remember to save before doing that check just in case.
It's a little bit of a dead end for you there.
Yeah, for sure.
On
I'm
the
still...
plus side, you got Jeff.
Yes, I did get Jeff. I was actually like, oh, I can go get Jeff. And then I could finally put some stock into that MBR that I bought at the very beginning and actually use it on something.
You were
I was
pocket
really
really
excited.
That was a
Get your
gamble.
money's worth.
Yeah, that was a gamble that I saw you made, Uko. It's just that the seed said.
Oh, crap. I had all the toothbrushes and I didn't use them.
Did you buy the MBR and not the big league map?
I don't remember. I think I bought both.
Oh, okay. I didn't have the cash for both. I just took the big league bat and ran.
Yeah, that's probably what I should have done. I mean, you know, there's a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas, but I had a lot of fun with this seed. It kind of... I've done probably... How many have I done in total so far? I can pull the number up. I have done... 23 seeds total.
All right.
Like 20 of them this past month or so, since I was pushed to get back into it and barely make it into the tournament at the very last second.
That's almost as many as I've done. You're catching up to me.
All right.
Like I said, I mean, it's one of the better. If you want to see a dude absolutely crap his pants at Gygas, watch my first attempt. It was pitiful. Where like just sometimes it gets you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. I was surprised that I didn't see you finish at like the 42-minute mark, man. I was expecting to lose by a lot more, especially for the fact that if I hadn't done Deep Darkness, it would have been a lot closer.
Yeah, I did a couple extra checks late, assuming a fifth Sank would show up. I thought Carrot Key was imminent, and it just never showed, so I bailed at that point.
Yeah, that man, like
Took a
come
death on
man.
Gygas and lost all my repels, so I had to redo Cave of the Pass with no repels. And then,
Oh man, okay, that makes sense.
then second time through Gygas was an absolute breeze. But yeah, round one, I got punched in the mouth right away and just couldn't recover.
It happens.
Yeah, that was like an ancient cave guy. I guess the way that went.
Well, that was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the losers bracket.
Well, you have yourself a great night. I'm going to log off. Good GGs, and thanks Temple, thanks Leslie.
Yeah, thank you to
Bye.
the tournament organizers. Y'all rule, doing the most for us. I'm out of here too.
All right, absolutely. It was our pleasure. And here's what we do know with the matchups that have happened so far. Wantra will face the winner of Static Pulse Sorbius. Chargles gets the winner of my match versus Brooke. Fred will be awaiting the winner of Rain versus Nanobite. And in round 2, McGurk will take on Satake, while in Danger Bracket 1, it's Obi versus One Free Fits. That's all we know there, as Ukoid and Pebble Possum will be awaiting opponents of their own. And so with that, that's going to do it for us. We've got matches tomorrow and Monday night, provided the weather doesn't knock out electricity anywhere, because we've got snow. So if you're in the path of that storm, please prepare and stay safe. And as for everybody here at Earthbound Super Series, for a restreamer, for Tomar, and everyone behind the scenes, I'm Leslie Pro. Stay kind, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone.